Hello everyone, it's Eon here, and it's time to start looking at the Sci-Fi Patreon, Tribes, those types of releases for the month of August 2024. So let's get started. We've given the Patreons and such a couple of days to get their stuff posted so we can see what's going on. In alphabetical order, we're going to start with Archvillain Games. Archvillain Games this month is releasing Hellas Eternal, Artemis Rising. First up, we have the Aquila Carrier, which in my opinion is a very nice looking vessel. I wish we had a little bit more detail, but this is all I had at the moment. Next up, we have the Apex Predator, along with the Artemis Predator, in multiple sculpts. We have the Apex Vigilator, along with the Artemis Vigilator, again, multiple sculpts. The first Vestal, along with the Artemis Executor, in multiple sculpts. And the Artemis Hunter, 3 sculpts. Next up, we have Cyberforge Studios. Cyberforge Studios likes to do several different releases. They have their Skirmish Battle, Grim Realms. They have their more RPG/skirmish level miniatures, Titan City Stories, and they usually do something extra along with all of this. In this case, we have some terrain. So if we look at their kind of RPG release, for lack of a better term, we see it's called Investigation, which includes Cage Bogart along with Rena Leadspitter. There's an H Enforcer along with a series of Endobots. Multiple sculpts for all these. Looks to be about 9 of them. For their Grim Realms release, which is kind of the fantasy army-based battles, or not fantasy, sci-fi battles, we see an Engineer along with this in the Sandforged Order. And with that Sandforged Order, we also see the DCR Desert Crawler and a recon unit. This is that group that has the weird brains. I don't see any brains here, but that doesn't mean anything. We also have a couple of just random character NPCs, some office civilians, and we have this crane, kind of a futuristic on a small rail crane. Titanforge, Cyberforge are very good about giving you a set of bases in multiple shapes, and they're doing that again this month. And they're also bringing back their Grid Runner terrain boards, which is a small game that they do as well. I don't see very much about this release, but there is the current map setup for that. New to my videos this month, we're going to look at Crippled God Foundry as well, and Crippled God Foundry is doing an August 2024 release of Mechanus Zombies, and they really got my attention when you see that little compatible with one-page rules. So this is a group that is designed to go along with those rule sets. They have Cyberhounds and Mecha Brutes, Mecha Zombies and Mecha Grotesques. These make the Borg look good. We have Nevik the Techno Lich, along with Cassian a Templar. Don't know that he's on the same side as these guys. And then we have a bunch of terrain pieces, and they have these labeled, some laboratory beds, weapon chambers, mecha zombie units, brain programmer units, experiment chambers, and so forth. Not new to the scene, but new to my videos is Ghamak. Ghamak is now up, but they do not have their releases actually released yet. We still are looking at their August previews. So apparently this month they're intending to release some various human sort of units, some sort of Dreadnought Titan something unit, looks to be kind of chaos influenced. Some sort of vehicle, perhaps chaos influenced. And again, I think we see some more of that same sort of Dreadnought type deal. And we see some more sketches of some humans they're doing, as well as some power armor. So still in the drafting stages. Hopefully we'll come back and look at that later this month. Mantic Games has their own thing. You're not going to find this on My Mini Factory except for their current frontier, which I've talked about before, so we won't go there. They are releasing the Mantic Vault, and I didn't put the whole picture on here. Some of it's fantasy, some of it is actually modern, and a lot of it is sci-fi. So they are releasing the Aberration Vector P team and the Crone Mother for Surge and Destroy team. So these are factions within Dead Zone, which again, you can go look at the frontier on My Mini Factory. Dr. Lucas Coiner from Vector P, as well as a Guard Command Graves from Vector P. Print as many or as few of these guys as you want. For the Scourge of Argolis, we have the Navigator and Oberon. Going back to the Plague Swarm for Vector P, and for Surge and Destroy, which is the Veerman, if you're familiar with Mantic's sci-fi universe, we have Thorn. But continuing with Vector P, we have Plague Victim 1 and Plague Victim 2. Pretty sure that guy on the left was a Dreadpaw release, but I may be wrong, or from Overdrive maybe. Also with Vector P, we see Security Guard 1 and Security Guard 2. Mix and match. Next up, we have one-page rules, and they are still releasing all the things for their month. For their fantasy, we have Shadow Stalkers, so go check out the fantasy video to see that, or what we can see of it currently. But we have High Elf Fleets is what we're looking at for the sci-fi release. And you can see in High Elf Fleets, these are all coming in these weapon platforms / bikes. And this is pretty much everything they've released for us to look at so far this month, so we may be coming back again to this. Papsikels has not released a more open August review other than the preview that we've already looked at, so we'll look at that very quickly, though we did see this in the preview video. We see PapZ Industries Working Bro. This is character M and character N. We see the PVMCS Operator 8, and we see the Xeno True King is Loose, which I think is, personally, I just happen to think it's a pretty cool miniature, and diorama for that matter. We have some Democracy Troopers and another Operator. Some more Democracy Troopers. And some Hell Raiders. And that is pretty much it for the sci-fi that we have released so far. I think a lot of these Patreons and tribes are releasing the content, but we'll come back hopefully in a week or two and look at this again, and I'll thank you for watching.